Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Chaos to Calm Budgets. This is my channel where I am documenting our debt payoff journey. We are trying to pay off, I think we started out at around £74,000 of debt. We're trying to pay that off through cash stuffing and budgeting. This is weeks 3 and 4 of November. I've decided to close off the month today. So I am going to review what we've spent last week and then this week. I don't intend to spend any more this week. We are due to get paid on Friday, and today is Sunday, and boy do we need to do this, because as David Ramsey says, I've been spending like I'm in Congress. So yeah, we need to really kind of just draw a line under what we spent so far, make sure all the everything's all equated for. I know that I have overspent, but I need to take accountability for that and to make sure that I've got a plan in place to make sure that I don't let that fester and I pay that off. So sorry, excuse me, tickle in my throat. Let's get doing this. Let's just do it. So this was all of last week. This is basically 2 weeks worth of spending. I've already taken out of little savings pots from DLA and from Christmas, so they have already been accounted for in terms of they've come out. And I've got to pay off the credit card with that. What we're going to do is we're going to go from top to bottom, start with food as the first category. As you know, I have wiped out our food budget already, so anything that I'm spending on food at the moment will be on an IOU, but I have over budgeted for food next month to try and even some of that out. So let's add up all the food. So we've got, the issue I've got with the food budgets at the moment is I've gone back into old habits where I am doing little shops here and there, and there's no need for it really. So I need to get myself together really going forward. I'm just, like I said, let's just get this month sorted, draw a line under it, and then we'll go from there. What I'm also going to do is probably just review and show you where we are up to with our Christmas spending and how we're getting on with that. I think that's all the food. So £265.71 we have spent on food. I'm just going to tick all the food ones off so I know that I've accounted for them, or at least written them down of what we owe. Food and food there. So any sort of shop where it will come out of the food budget is on this. So I'm going to add to my current IOU that's running for food at the moment. Yeah, this, I don't know what's gone wrong. Well, I do know. I've just not had my head on straight when it comes to thinking. I also have done a lot of, add this one in, 1132.26. Yeah, so I'm owing 378 £8.97. I don't think that's unachievable, because I budgeted for £800 and next month, which I normally do 600. And the other reason why I've overspent this month is because I've done massive amounts of bulk buy-in. So I'm hoping whatever I have bought in bulk will last us into January, so December and January. So yeah, so 800. So for example, 800 minus this 378.97. December is a 4-week month, so I'm going to divide that by 4. No, divide. Yeah, so that's what I've got left of the 800, £421.03 once I've cleared off the IOU. I'm then going to divide that by 4, and that should leave us with £105.26 a week, budgeting for food. Family of 4. I can do that with the bulk buy-in that I do, so that's what we will do. I think that I'm not too worried about that. We will get back on top of that. Right, I think we'll do fuel next because there has been some fuel expenditure. I had to do some charging on the public network because I just didn't plan ahead. It's again where I'm not getting my head in the game, and I think we're using more electric on my car in this winter months because it is just cold, and so I'm running the heaters in the car, and I've noticed just the battery is just running down a lot quicker. I'm just going to make sure that I'm putting my car on charge every night pretty much, just to make sure that I'm keeping it topped up and I don't get caught out when we're having to travel and I haven't charged the night before. So I think it is only, because I've done, yeah, I did one fuel there, so it is only this one here. So that's, I thought my husband had topped up his car with petrol, diesel even, this week, but he hasn't. So there is an IOU on that, so I've got to add 20 plus the 16.39, so £36.39. I have budgeted £80 for next month for fuel, so I will take 80 minus the £36.39, so we've got to try and stretch £43.61, but given we will go on Christmas break, both of us will, and so it'll only really be running one car, hopefully we'll have a quieter month for his fuel, so we'll try and get £40 to stretch. So that's that one. Now fun, yeah, we have completely overspent. So I did have fun money. I took it out already. I had little placeholders because I keep my fun, fuel and food budgets in Monzo pots for the month. And so I'd basically taken that out because I knew that we would be spending on it. And yeah, we have overspent. We have overspent. It is what it is. So I'm just going to put the IOU in there and hopefully make it all even out next month. So this one is I bought me and my friend some West End party tickets for Christmas, so £22.50 will be for her Christmas, but my ticket will be the £22.50 coming out of fun. I hadn't budgeted for it, so I need to pay for it, and that's what I'm going to do. So £22.50 there, and then that was coming out of family fun, which I don't think I've got any, so that'll be an IOU. Fun there of £28. So we went to the Christmas market. So I'm going to tick those ones off, and I can fully tick that one off. So yeah, we've done all the spending on for the Christmas market that we went to with our friends. It's our annual tradition. Fun there, £81.45. So me, my daughter and my mom went to Everyman Cinema to watch Wicked 2. It was wonderful, absolutely loved it. And yeah, I've also signed up for 3 months of Audible for only 99p a month. I am going to cancel it off after that, but I've treated myself and thought I'd take advantage of that offer. So we've done that. What other fun have we got? Even more travelling. So we've spent on a train line and the Uber. That was for our transport into the Christmas market. And I think that's all. No, another one there. The morning after Starbucks trip that can go off in fun, which we didn't have to have, but we did anyway. Again, head wobble. So, well, I think that's all of the fun ones. Yep, £154.48. That's going to be my IOU. So next month, I have put in some extra money for fun budget because it is going to be the Christmas month and sometimes things pop up. So if we are sensible throughout the month, I'm confident that we'll be paying that money back. So I'm not letting it fester on the credit card and let it build back up on debt. We're going to take accountability for it. We've spent it, we owe it back, and we're going to make a plan to do that. So that's what we're doing. I think we're just going to carry on down the list now. So I've got miscellaneous that I've spent. It was £1 for Mufti Day for my son. Miscellaneous, I think, is in this green one. And again, I don't think there's anything in there at the moment. So I'm just going to put an IOU of £1 on there. That's going to be in that one. Right, we're going to do some clothes now. So I have bought, I've been spending on clothes, and I think they are good investments. I bought myself some new boots, some new black winter ankle boots that I needed because my other ones were so scuffed. They just looked really untidy, and they were reduced in Aldi. So I didn't spend a massive amount, and they are good quality. I think they should last me for a little bit. £12.99 there. I'm just going to start adding these up. £12.99 there, tick that one off. Then the next piece of clothing, I succumbed to getting matching Christmas pajamas, and I needed some extra socks, some thermal socks, some other bits and bobs in Primark. So we've spent it, loved spending it, we've got to pay it back. So we're gonna make sure that we account for it. And then this £88 I invested in a really decent winter coat. So I've got like a dupe of a dry robe, and that's not the kind of coat you wear for work purposes or if you're going out with friends and things like that. That's more my standing as the football parent on the sideline kind of coat. It's the walks that we go on kind of coat, but it's not a going out to a pub or restaurant or whatever kind of coat, or work kind of coat. So I needed to invest in a decent one. I think I got a really good deal, Marks and Spencer's, good quality winter coat. It did have 20% off this weekend on coats, so £110 down to 88, and that should last me years. There will be an IOU sitting on the clothes budget for a while, but it should be worth it. It's a good investment. So I've got those two added in. And then any other clothes, I don't think so. So £175.99. I think I've still got a little bit in the clothes budget at the moment. Clothes, yeah. So yes, I have. So I've got £10 there. So I'm going to put that on to spent on credit in my spent on credit folder in there, my little wallet. I'm going to minus £10 off that. So I owe £165.99. I'm going to be continually putting in £50 a month. So it will take a while to clear that off, but we will get there. If I have some extra in the budget in the coming months, I'm going to make sure that I put that in to clear off the IOUs, because otherwise it sits on the credit card and it costs me more in the long run because it will accrue on debt. So that's that one. Let's put the £10 into the spent on credit. Out of the way. Go. Then we've got family fun. Have I got any other family fun ones? There, knew there was somewhere. So the family fun here, I bought a game, a murder mystery game for Christmas to do with our friends on Boxing Day. So that's, I'm going to take that out of family fun rather than Christmas. Then the other one down here, treated the kids to a McDonald's at the weekend because I'm soft and need to be a little bit firmer. But we will take ownership and we will pay it back. So £27.45 on family fun. Is it in the green folder? I think it is. Yeah. So another IOU is going in there. I have budgeted for £30 for family fun next month. So it will probably just pay, you know, it will wipe itself out really. With what it is, it means that we don't do things out of the family fun budget next month because we've got to take ownership for what we've overspent, and that's fine. So that's the family fun ones. I think I've already ticked those off. Right, birthdays. So this is where my son, I've got to do a cake for my son's birthday, which is next week. He's having a birthday party. This will come out of birthdays pot. I don't think there isn't anything left in there because we've already bought his present. So there will be an IOU. And it is what it is on that one as well. But again, it will all get paid back eventually. Birthdays is in the green one as well. £22.09. Beauty, clothes, birthdays and occasions. Yeah, nothing left in that folder. So yeah, I bake my kids' birthday cakes for them. I do decorate cakes as a bit of a hobby, so why not? But I do need to get the decorations for the cake. He wants a roadblocks design, so don't want much, does he? I'm not sure I'm going to get the time, but there will be. If there's one thing, I always said to myself, there's one thing as they get older, is when they are adults, I'll say at least I did their birthday cakes for them every year, because they don't ask for much really. They're good kids. So that one's in there. We've got that one. Then we have household. Now I know I've got a little bit in household spent. This household is, I bought us some new sheets, Christmas sheets, bed sheets, because we haven't had any new bed sheets in a long time. Ours are just ripping apart. It's a bit embarrassing, and I've been putting it off. Now I do budget for some household funds. I don't have that much in there at the moment, so there will be an IOU going in there, but I just think Christmas bedding, it will last us a few years. It's an investment, so we will do that. Where is that? Is it in my, I think it's in my pink one actually. Yeah, more long term. So let's add these ones up. £36.17, and that one there, £44.95, £81.12. Now let's see, what did I have left in my household? 20. So we'll put that into spent on credit. Minus 20 from what we owe, and we owe £61.12. This isn't great budgeting, and I do not recommend. It's habits we need to get out of. I think I've just got the Christmas bug where, you know, expenditure's starting to kick in. But this is why, though, I needed to do this, because otherwise that behaviour carries on without us actually taking note and accountability for what we're spending, and then we just end up getting into more and more debt. So we need to balance the books, take account for what we've spent, and make sure that we are taking account of it, really. And I know now, you know, this is what I'm looking at, lots of IOUs. I need to rein it in. So household can be ticked off. That one and that one. And then the last one is some skincare. Yes, Mrs. Hinch has got the better of me and was advertising a really cool makeup setting spray, because to be quite frank, I'm getting quite fed up of my coats getting transfer makeup on them. So she recommended this, I think it was L'Oreal Infallible, I think it is L'Oreal Infallible setting spray, that she swears by. It's on Black Friday Amazon at the moment, so I've invested. Let's see how it works. Skincare, I think, is in the green one, but I do need to make sure that I can pay for it, and I know that I don't have the money in the budget at the moment, so we'll add to the IOU in Skincare Beauty. Yeah, so £7.99, adding in what I owe already, £21.25. So I have got £30 going in there at the beginning of the month. So that should pay for itself and leave a little bit left there. And I think that is the last of the list. So yeah, lots to owe, but I've made a note of it. I know I've got to pay it, and I'm going to find it in my budget. So we're not going to keep beating ourselves up. We've taken ownership of it. We know that, or I know that there is nothing left in there. So what I am going to do though is look at what is left to go out. All of our direct debits have gone out, so that's our bank account is now at 0. We've zero based it. The only thing we've got coming up is my son's more football sessions. So he's got a 1-to-1 on Thursday, which will be £25. His football session on Monday, we normally put £5 aside, but we don't seem to be paying that at the moment. It seems to be covered by his subs that we pay. They haven't asked for any additional contribution yet. So we are finding that we're getting some surplus. We'll keep going with it. It helps towards my pound challenge in any event. So yeah, so that's 25 and 30 there. So I need to make sure I've got £30 in the football budget in that folder there. And then my daughter's guide, she's got 1 session, so that'll be £1 for her tuck. So football in this wallet here, we have got, I've got to put in £25 for the joint account to cover for this week's session that has just gone. So I'll put that to one side, and then I need £30, 10, 20, and I'd use the 2 5s, 30 there, and I've got £10 surplus. So that can go towards my pound challenge. Which is there, and then she only needs £1 for her tuck, so I'll take another one. So that's £11 towards my pound challenge. I've got nothing to siphon from anywhere else. I do have a nice pot building up on my top cashback, so we'll keep that building up because that could contribute towards the pound challenge when it's all payable. So let's, need the same folder. Let's put the £25 into joint account. There. So that pays for last week's football session. And then I've got £11 to have a look at the pound challenge. So for those who don't know, I do the pound challenge, which is where you save all through the year £1 on week 1, £2 week 2, £3 week 3. I'm just using this page here to track it. I've already decided that next year, because it's getting quite challenging, I think it would be easier to do it the other way around. So I'm going to start with from £52 on week 1 and so on and so forth down the other way. In total, it should get us £1,378. And the reason I do this is that helps us towards yearly sort of costs, such as house insurance and my husband's car insurance, anything that we pay, subscriptions that we pay. So we just already had spent out £129.90 for our Disney subscriptions. We pay that every year up front, so that comes out of this pot which I've already taken. And then what I've also then used and spent is I bought a new Hoover this month on the Black Friday deal. As you know, if you've been watching for a while, I've been on about wanting to get a new Hoover for a while. Our old one hadn't broken, but it was just definitely wearing down. It's been years and years and years old. It was a Dyson, and Dyson are very good, don't get me wrong. You pay for quite, you do pay extensively up front, but we didn't half make use of the warranty. We had a few replacement parts over the last sort of 5-7 years, so it's definitely served and paid as well. But we have gone for a Shark this time, a fraction of the cost. If it's good enough for Mrs. Hinch, it's good enough for me, and so far so good. So and it is, it's functioning a lot better. It's got far higher quality suction on it at the moment. So so that I've already spent there. We've paid out on the year up front for Disney already. and then I've paid £345 on, it was a deal for additional Virgin travel points, and it, yeah, so 345 got me something like 20 odd thousand, because we've got some special trips coming up this year, for my 40th birthday year and my best friend's 40th birthday year. We are going to treat ourselves to travel in class and try and get use our points to boost us up into business or first, because why not? And that's what I use the Amex for, to build up those points and get cheap free flights or upgrades. So that's all about my pound challenge. What I've got left, we're on week 43. I still owe £42, so I'm going to cross that out because I can do £11 of that. So I'm going to owe £31. If I get, I don't want to just make it more clear as the £31 there. And I'm going to put £11 into my pound challenge for that. Okay, and I think then that is everything. So, yep, very, very spendy week. Oh, let's just have a look at how no, I'll do Christmas next week. I will. I think I've been talking for far too long. We'll do Christmas next week. I'll give you a review of how we're getting on with our Christmas spending and purchases for that. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Do not worry. Do not. Hopefully, you found it useful. Me kind of taking ownership and saying I'm not going to beat myself up around the spending. We're pulling it in, we're reining it in, we're taking accountability, we're putting a plan into place. I hope you can take that tip as well if you find yourselves in those sorts of situations, particularly this time of year. Don't be too hard on yourself. The important thing is that we're kind of learning and progressing, and like I said, it's progress, not perfection. So have a wonderful week, everyone, and take care. Bye bye.